Hi, welcome back to GameScape3D. During the course of developing this cliff system, I've had a few people ask me about developing taller cliffs. And I thought about numerous ways to solve this problem, but all of them either required me asking you to reprint large parts or to create smaller parts that were going to create a lot of cut lines in the cliff. And what I realized during the course of this process is that you can already make these cliffs taller just the way I have these cliffs already designed. The only drawback is that this system is going to leave the front edge exposed, so you'll want to gray wash or black wash the tops of your cliffs. Okay, and if you want things to look really tight, you might have to do a little bit of scratch building. But it's really, the best option. And we're basically working off the assumption that at this point you're basically doing a wall piece, okay? You're not trying to bend this thing around and make a giant 4-foot tall island, okay? It's really about just addressing a section of cliff in a way that's playable. Maybe the whole format would be people sort of standing out in front of the cliffs and nothing would be behind the cliffs. Maybe they would be up against a wall to create added support. Okay, so what I'm starting out with here is just our basic build. I put the new dwarf entrance out here since it's extra stable, but basically I just have a board back here, the board that I used for our other demonstrations, and I have a couple of our supports in back also here. Okay, so what I'm going to suggest to you is if you want to make these things taller, what we're going to do is we're going to just remove the tops of the cliffs and just get them out of the way. Okay, and what we can do is just stack a second row of cliffs right up to that edge in a way maybe it leaves a little bit of pathway for miniatures, maybe it doesn't. And this is the primary reason I've developed these end cap pieces that just have the one wing on them. Okay, so you can create some 90-degree corners. I do have these rounded corners. The problem is that they're tapered and a little bit bottom heavy. So the idea of stacking straight up to the edge with a round corner is that either you're going to have to significantly pull back and create a ledge there, or you're going to have an ugly overhang that isn't very visually pleasing. Anyways, so we got our ledges all cleared, and then at this point we can just begin stacking our cliffs right up there. We can come around front and make sure they're back a bit to create, something that's visually pleasing. Let's see, I'm just going to grab a few of these and kind of throw something together. This is going to be very informal, even for me. Okay, there's another cliff edge. Look at that, maybe it will line up just for this one. If we can get one set of these in, that'll be, oh, there you go. You can see it's like a little bit of an extra overhang there. Maybe I'll put that one there and then use one of these new 90s on the edge to make up for that distance. All right. And at this point, I'll do the same thing. I'll just remove my tops here. Now, these things aren't locked in vertically in any way, but they will be locked together with magnets or open locks. And that long distance of these multiple parts linked together is going to give you a decent amount of stability, even if it's not as much as it otherwise would be. I think it's still plenty. Maybe don't let little kids around it, or let your cats jump on it. let's see what we can do here. I'm going to take some of these plates here. Do have a rounded edge on this one side. I might use just one of these in the back. I got a square edge over here, so I'm just going to grab a plate here that's got square corners. I wasn't able to sort of custom cut. I didn't know how this was going to go, so I just got a bunch of pieces cut at different sizes. Let's see, oh, that one's even better. All right, so there we are. Let's see, for this next one, just for the sake of getting things done, I'm going to go ahead and throw our stair system up there. This will get us up to 3 feet. Let's see what we can do for the edges. Got another round here. Looks like that'll fit on there well enough. Let's see, maybe that'll be a little better looking over here. Let's see how this is looking out front. I can put this one out there. Like that. Here's another one of these square corners. Oh. Okay. Let's go ahead and get in close here for a second so you can see what's going on. You can see there is some stuff that you'll have to deal with. You might have some gaps, little things you need to paint up real quick. And any kind of gap like that, that's something you could just fill in with some, you know, if it bothered you, you could fill it in with some sand or something real quick. Or some putty. Drywall, just let it dry overnight if you're setting up for a game the next day. All right, let's throw some plates on there and get this up 1 more foot, okay? That's just about perfect. Push that back a little bit. There we go. Okay, so we got some plates up here now. We're going to go up 1 more, okay? Of course, on this top one, we might actually want to have the tops there. Maybe we'll use some of these floating islands to create a bit of a top for this thing. Let's see what we got. I'm kind of running out of pieces I can throw up there. Sorry friends, that's as far up as I can take it with what I got. Let me rip apart a couple of these islands so I can put some finishing touches up there. Back this up a little bit. Make sure everyone can see what's going on there. There we go. see if I can fit my floating island up there. I might need to swap around a couple parts. Maybe I'll put that one up there. Yeah, lovely. Bust this one in half. See how we did there. All right, we're still a little short of 4 feet, I guess, but you know, you got 4 sections going up there. It's a lot to deal with. So I think that'll be a good way for most people to think about things. It's you're probably gonna want to make yours a little more stable than mine. I'll go ahead and give you a quick look so you can see some of the things you might be dealing with after you get it set up there. Okay, I think all that's pretty small potatoes. I'm gonna give you a look around back here. So you can see how you're probably gonna want more structure than that, but you know, it gives you an idea. So the final thing I'm going to do is the bridge parts I showed you, when I was going over things. I'm going to set up a gully here real quick. I think what I'm going to do is just remove these top parts and focus down here. That'll be the fastest way to deal with this, okay? All right, I've broken this back down to the second level, created a little gap here, and what we're going to do is we're going to use these end caps that I released this month to make basically a gully in the middle of a cliff wall, okay? If you do want to make a tall cliff wall for your games, you're probably going to want to have about 8 of these. I only have 4, but I'm going to kind of make do with that since we'll just be focusing on the gully part and not necessarily the end points of the cliff. Okay. Bring you in a little bit closer here and we'll start working on it. Okay. So here we are. We got our dwarf fortress and got a gap right here. First thing we're going to do is take our walls. Remember, these things are going to have magnets on them. I don't have magnets on all mine yet, but we'll snap things into place. Okay, so there we go. This one can go over here. Okay, so at this point we have the start of our gully here. I'm going to go ahead and just make it bigger. Adjust that for you. Another one. there's your basic construction on that. If you want, you know, at this point, of course, you'd want to build out more at the sides to create more stability. But that's basically, you know, how you could make a very tall gully in your mountain. If I had some more pieces, I could just, you know, flat ones like this, I could just stack those across in the background here to close that off if I wanted to. Maybe I could even, you know, have a temple feature right back here in the background. Sorry, I just don't have enough large pieces that are flat enough to do that today. But that should give you a little bit of an idea. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and hope it's helpful for you. And we will see you next month. All right.